I have arrived in Bologna. There's the train station down there. You see the train pulling out there. And a sign saying it's Bologna Centrale. And I'm going to go searching for the hotel now. Well, here is our not so very humble abode. I have to show you the outside of this building. It looks like a spaceship. We have the prerequisite bidet and toilet. And check this out. Within a half an hour, I don't know about you, but I'm going to be soaking in that thing. Well, this is the Piazza Maggiore, or the big plaza in Bologna. And it really is a, I don't know what all those students are doing there, but they're hanging out, that's for sure. And I'll try to give you a 360-degree view here. But I can already see, I've just been here about an hour, checked into the hotel and things, and I can see that there's lots to see. Lots and lots to see. And right over there's a dome I'm sure we'll be looking at. And there is the top of one of the huge towers. Like San Gimignano, at one time, much of the city had, skyscrapers. The people built up both for defense and the taller the building, the more money they had and stuff. A couple of the towers were cut off at one point because they were leaning more than the famous Leaning Tower of Pisa. That was pizza on purpose. There's the library. I'm sure that's where all these kids, that's why they're here. They all came here to read. Well, if not gone, at least the students have dispersed a little bit. And here is this really magnificent fountain. Well, there's another clock tower over there. You can tell it's about 20 to 4. Tables and things. A few people have started their afternoon coffee break. Another tower. You'll see we're kind of surrounded by towers. It is a very pretty day, by the way. The weather forecast said it was going to rain. I'm so glad they were wrong. And there's another dome. We'll go visit all those. If this tour seems a little disconnected, it probably is. This place is just so busy and so large, it's very difficult to sort it out coherently. I'll keep trying. Well, as happens in a lot of churches and basilicas, you're not allowed to take photographs in them anymore. So I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about it. Is outside. First of all, you see all those square holes there. My suspicion is they were not built for pigeons' nests, although they seem to function as such. But I think they were put up there originally for when they were building it for repairs and stuff for the scaffolding. So that's what I think. Anyway, inside there's just a forest of columns and an incredibly high ceiling. There's the main entrance there. And the most unusual feature about this place is that a meridian, longitude, anyway, a line of longitude runs right through the church, and it's so marked by brass. And at the time of the solstice, there's a tiny, tiny hole in the roof of the church, and the sun hits it exactly on the spot. The 12 signs of the zodiac are also demarcated along this line. Well, I'm walking along this very narrow street, as usual, without any idea where I'm going. And the restaurants, as you see, have put the tables out on the street, and they're getting ready for the late noon crowd here. It occurred to me one of the reasons that this place is, this video is a little disjointed is because I haven't been to this place before, so we're discovering it together, and a little disorganization is going to be inevitable. Well, I've been waiting for a quiet break in the traffic to show you this view of the tower, but there's no such thing as a quiet break in the traffic as you hear behind me. So we'll just have to make our own luck, and I'll head over that way and let's discover it together. Well, I'm getting a little closer. Another view of it. That is one giant tower. Okay, this is the short tower, which they truncated because it was leaning so much. I'm going to take a side view in a little bit and you'll figure it out. Okay, so that's the short tower, okay? Now we're going to move over here. And right in front of that statue of somebody, we're going to go look at the tall tower that's still standing. There's his sister's tower, stopped there, right? Wow. Like I said, I hope you can't climb it. I'd have to do it, you know, and it'd probably half kill me. Okay, here's our first shot of just how much the one tower is leaning. By the way, all those wires and things are for the trams and stuff, the electric trolleys going around town. They're just going to be in every picture. Now you begin to see that bit of a division there at the bottom. Keep watching. I am told the one on the left is leaning 10 feet out. All right. Last shot of the tower, I promise. Then we'll go get a gelato, huh? Yeah. I wouldn't want to live downstream from that thing. Well, we've escaped to a somewhat quieter place. Not totally, you can hear the roar of traffic still. I'm fascinated with what looks like an old marketplace or something. Anyway, meanwhile, I've kept both of my promises. I stopped taking pictures of the leaning towers, and I got my gelato. This time, I know it's an odd combination, but half of it is melon and the other half is pistachio. It works for me. I don't know what this place was once, but you see these incredibly rich, ornate carvings over the door, and in each of the arches there, the remains of some pretty impressive frescoes. That's the big door, and the carvings and the frescoes just keep on going. Well, as I often do, I ducked into a church. This is the Basilica of St. Bartholomew. And, well, again, we're faced with choices. I just been walking around and I have no idea actually of where I might be, but I'm sure I could pull out a map and get there. But that looks interesting, and this place looks interesting too. Maybe we'll head down that way. I want to see that building kind of hanging over the walkway there. Well, I don't know if walking around makes you hungry, but I'm walking on a street right now. Now this shop is just filled with various kinds of exotic pastas, breads, more about 6 different flavors of pasta. Then right next door to it, just in case you maybe needed a little dessert or something, I want you to check this out. I think you're supposed to fill those with fruit or something. Sounds like a good idea to me. And speaking of fruit, I'd call those up there, they look like fruit cakes to me. Something you might pass around from relative to relative on Christmas. And inside we have a little place, kind of a takeout, take it home, heat it and eat it kind of place. And I gotta tell you, it all looks good. And as you can see inside the store there, hanging from the ceiling, those are hams. Those are cured hams, sausages, strings of garlic. Here's a little closer look at some of the fruits and vegetables. A little, literally, I guess, hole in the wall. And this store has just shelves and shelves of something. Wines, of course. And something to take home for the kids. Well, here's the old fish market. Kind of like small Seattle. Well, it's about time for us to head back to the hotel. It's only 5 o'clock, but I intend to walk slow and see a lot of things along the way. Oh yeah, cheeses. Biggest cheeses I've ever seen. Or sausage, whatever that is. It's the largest of us. And of course, along there, more hams hanging. And well, it just keeps on going on. I think I'll probably stop here and get a bite. Well, we're kind of on another big open street here. And actually, to begin to recognize some things, we're returning to the main square here. Right through that archway. Well, it's about time for us to head back to the hotel. It's only 5 o'clock, but I intend to walk slow and see a lot of things along the way. Okay, I know I said I was going to give up with the towers already, but just to give you an idea how much they loom over the city. And my other excuse is to show you the one on the left is about 150 feet high. The one on the right is 300 feet and then a few. Look at this, it's Italian rush hour, Bologna style. Can you see all those people? Where are they all going? Where are they headed? What do they want? Oh. It can't be. Well, now we got all those people tucked away with their Happy Meals. Maybe it's safe to walk the streets again. I know you hear all these motorbikes and motorcycles roaring by, along with the buses, etc. But I thought I'd give you an idea just how many of them there are. This is one small parking space. There's a number of them like this around the city. Can you imagine when they get all ready to go home? It'd be like a parade. There's somebody sane on a bicycle. Well, after all that food we looked at earlier, I decided it was time to stop at a little place along the street and have a snack. This is a pizza margherita, and then there's one that's cipollino, which is essentially onions and some rosemary. I think they'll sustain me because I've decided to walk home rather than take the bus. There's just too many interesting things to see along the way. See and eat. Well, we've encountered another market along the way. I'm surprised. Usually they close down long before this, but this one seems to be catching the people on the way home here. And I see the sunglass booth is doing very well. And I think I'll just wander down there and see what else is going on here. Well, this thing just keeps on going on and I get bored easy. But I flipped the camera on to show you that evidently, at least at this stand, purple or violet or whatever color that is seems to be all the rage in this corner. Well, I found a relatively quiet place to sit in the park and rest for a while, away from the hustle and bustle of the market back there. Okay, check out the mermaids. This one, I don't know, she's laying on the ground there. It looks like this one pulling her hair, or who knows what. Carrying up in some kind of triumph a seashell. Well, you figure it out. Well, there's another story here. I don't know if you can see it, but this horse is definitely the loser in this department here. And we have this extremely ferocious lion. And this lion is contesting with the snake, evidently, for who's going to eat whom. Probably straight out of some children's fairy tale. Okay, I thought the mermaid ones were all the same, but evidently not. Here she has that seashell and a clamshell, and this lady here is looking like she's not getting her hair pulled. I don't know what else is going on. Anyway, kind of neat, really. Okay, this is obviously big oxen, and lion is at this point looking very pleased with himself. Doesn't seem to be fighting any snakes over it. I don't know. Personally, oops, almost missed him. I like the turtles over there. We're about to leave the park, and I just noticed that there's this, I don't know, this ruin here. Probably part of the old city wall from the looks of it there. You can see where one could have walked on it at one point, but this is all that's left. Okay, close-up of old wall. Old wall with arches. Old wall with pigeon. I'll look it up in the guidebook later. But you just gotta love this. Here's just tons of books on gardening and such, going all the way over there. And across the way, yeah, you read the sign right. A not too well attended, but lecture evidently by the Communist Party. This is the Communist, very legal here, by the way, and operates in most states and usually wins a couple places on the ballot and is actually part of the government. And actually, I love this. Could it be any better? It's like a church bake sale here. They're raising some money. They have a little place set up here, and you can have a meal and help out, contribute to the Communist Party at the same time. Oh, and here we're selling flags, CDs, and T-shirts. Too late for the Pace flag. I already have 2 of those. It means peace, by the way. Well, switching one more time to another topic, that impressive building that we saw from up above is still pretty impressive to me, but now it looks like it's probably was one of the portals to the city at one time. Yep, we're on the other side of it now, and that's exactly what it was. And I say that with some confidence because there's a plaque up there that says that's what it was, and it was built in 1659. There's some remnants of the walls here, some cannonballs in the corner. Look like they're ready to be reused, and down there, I don't know if you can see it, but I don't know, it looks like the city water supply to me. You see the water going down there? Obviously, this was probably once a moat. It is Saturday morning, and I'm congratulating myself on how by just getting up a little earlier, you can have practically the whole piazza to yourself. A few people wandering around. Not many. I read last night that most of these buildings here were constructed about the 1200s, 12 to 1300s. Of course, they were renewed, refurbished, and in some cases rebuilt, but that's when they started out. And the Neptune Statue here is from 1220, I think. It's stood the test of time pretty good, I'd say. That way down the portico now. I kind of got just misdirected for a little while, and I'm aimlessly wandering again. Well, like I said, lots of churches. Here's another one. Huge. I don't know if you can see how far back it goes there. When I say this place is covered in art from the floor to the ceiling, just to give you an idea, here's part of the floor. Floor ceiling. And the altar. Well, I can't show you everything. You'll just have to come here. But some of the buildings have just fascinating coats of arms and such things on them. Here's one such, and right over there, I have to walk a little closer, you can see it. Right there is a building coat of arms. Many of them have them. This lets you know that some big deal family once lived here. There's another pretty impressive looking building here. Lots of carvings on it, and another coat of arms. And if you notice, the door is open, so I'm going to see if we can't peek inside. Oh yeah, we are peeking. We are seriously peeking. Check this out. All of those flat, somewhat bland exteriors. And then you get inside and begin to get an idea of the kind of opulence that is found here. Nice fresco. Well, it looks like we're not going to get any further than this. Big gates. But we can peek through them into the courtyard, can't we? What you can't tell from these pictures is how overpowering the scent of wisteria is. It is hanging from just about everywhere. Maybe we can't get in, but we can share the beautiful scent. Well, you know how I like porticos, and I am told that we are headed for the mother of all porticos. We're headed for one of the 12 city gates here, and they're supposed to be the longest portico in the world, so let's go see. This one doesn't do too bad either. Well, I absolutely had to stop and share with you this statue of Padre Pio. I don't know if you know who Padre Pio is, but he's certainly one of the best known saints in Italy. He is, of course, credited with several miracles, but during his lifetime, it was said that over for 50 years, he had the stigmata and bled from each of the 5 places on his body corresponding to the wounds of Christ. And I don't see a rose bush painted here, but it is said that if you are a sanctified person, that you will smell roses when you're blessed by him. I smelled wisteria. Does that count? Here is the Porta Zaragoza. As I said, at one time, one of the 12 ways, only ways into the city. This is the Arco Bonacorsi, the longest arcade in the world. The other one that we were on was obviously just a prelude or a warm-up to this one. This one runs on, according to the sign here, for 3.5 kilometers. That's more or less 2 miles. So, again, I'm smelling flowers. Well, don't get your hopes up about walking the entire length of this, because I'm not really up to it today. You'll just have to come here and do it yourself, huh? Okay, here's a quick shot of the outside of it, and as you can see, it rounds the bend way down there and keeps on going. Okay, I've walked about a half mile or so, and Notice there's a park over there, and I think I'll go have a rest. Well, look at that. They spelled my last name wrong. Can you believe it? And here is Alessandro Street, as I prefer to call it. As you can see, of course, tree shaded and lovely. Gonna have to get rid of some of those parked cars though. They're just in the way. Well, this is the tomb, or more accurately, I suppose, sarcophagus of one of the writers of Roman law. And there are two more of them down there. They were buried in about the 12th century, right in front of the Church of San Francisco here that we're looking at. And I'm going to go take a peek at these others also. I think they're worth looking at. Okay, I don't remember the names of these three. Actually, I bothered to look them up, but I can't pronounce them. Anyway, right back to the tower there, and many 800 plus years later, they're still here. Well, here's a somewhat funny story, I guess. You see that huge bottle of water there? Well, it's a fairly warm day, and I was thirsty, so I went to the store to get a bottle of water. And the little bottle, about a half liter, would be a pint or so, would be about 50 to 75 cents. But this was on sale for 26 euro cents. It's a liter and a half, and I guess I'll drink a lot today. Well, I am back at the train station. A lot of tracks here. I got a little tired wandering around trying to figure out the university area. So a bus was coming by that was going to the train station, so I just hopped on it. And I have about a 20-minute wait or so. And then I'm going to take a train 2 hours earlier than the one that I planned to. I'm going to be glad to be home. Ah, here comes another guy. Love trains.